The south side of Chicago and its suburbs are already well known to rail fans for having many different spots for rail fanning and getting heaps of action per day in each one, but the one place that has caught my eye the most due to its history and crude nature, that being Blue Island, Illinois. Now, I have been to this location a few different times before, and here you have a multi-layered junction between the CSX Barr subdivision, the CSX Elsdon subdivision, as well as the Indiana Harbor Belt Mainline, all of which are connected together and even shared by a ton of different trains and jobs, such as the IHB in- and outbound trains that are typically on the western side of the NS Chicago line, IHB transfer jobs to and from CSX Barr Yard, intermodals bound to Chicago's many intermodal terminals, and many other trains. This massive junction also has the ex-Rock Island Metra Joliet sub passing over it, as well as the looping access track that Iowa Interstate uses to get to and from CSX Barr Yard, or their own small yard they have here in Blue Island. And in today's video, we're going to see how chaotic this place could get yet again, with each various train rolling by this historic interlocking. The first train we get for the day is the Iowa Interstate transfer job that typically goes back and forth between Blue Island and CSX Barr Yard, I believe, and at this time, action was pretty slow due to track work, and this train was light outbound from Barr Yard, and there was also a rather chill crew on board too, so check it out. Nice. Yeah, and then right after that, something unexpected happened. On the Metra Joliet sub-bridge, we all see a train hauled by a short-line railroad I've never seen run through here in person before, the Chicago Rail Link Railway, which also so happened to be making its runarounds this day, with a duo of XCN and Hudson Bay GP40-2 LWs for power.
There.
I believe that is the Harbor Belt line of Chicago.
Really?
It's like one of the Chicago's belt lines.
What was that?
That'd be cool. So that was definitely a neat surprise to see. But with that said, here comes more Metra action on the Joliet sub-bridge, one of them being the Rock Island Heritage Unit, aka the McDonald's Express.
The Rock Island should be coming up in 2 minutes.
It should be right after that. And there's a crossing down there, Nick, right?
Down there.
I'm sure there's one down there.
No, there isn't. Not for a while.
Yeah, please. Hopefully they halt down there.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, so we-
Well, it said it's pulling into that.
After that, a different Iowa Interstate transfer job started reversing over the Metra Joliet Sub Bridge, this one being bound for the IHB from what I remember. We also got greeted by another Metra train while watching. But speaking of which, here comes an IHB local running on its home trackage, and from here, things are starting to heat up, both literally and figuratively. Stay hydrated, folks. And while the Iowa Interstate transfer here was slowly working its way around, here comes another IHB transfer job, this one being significantly tinier than the one we just caught earlier, with this one having a caboose too. Once we got all that, as well as another Metra as you may saw there, we then managed to get a meet on the Joliet Subbridge with another Metra train, and then the return trip of that Chicago Rail Link train we saw earlier, this time with the power being rearranged to a 1x0x1 format. So after a while longer of waiting for more trains, we finally then get our first wave of Class 1 freight action bouncing back and forth between the CSX Barr sub and the IHB mainline after catching nothing but Class 2s, short lines, and Metra all day, which was a nice refresher and a good sign that the track work traffic halt through here was finally fully over. First up being a CSX Potash train on the CSX Barr sub, or Potash, but check it out. Alright, now Class 1s are starting to pick up. We got another one. So, yep. And soon, whatever this middle green is. Okay. And, oh, hello there.
Why, hello there.
Yes. Yeah. Alright, foamers. Let's giggity get it. Oh, I forgot that was coming back. Alright, now let's get it. So once the action cooled down a bit, we then catch our final train of the day before we headed out for dinner and to the beach to cool off, a CSX intermodal slowly rolling onto the CSX Elsdon sub, which is also neat considering I never caught a train on this transfer heading this direction yet.
average Chicago traffic.
Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Scheist. Go off, Chaso.
Chaso, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Okay, will this crossing go up? Bro.
Crossing malfunction?
Maybe. I mean, or it's probably just weird because it went on that Y and it has a bad circuit.
Dance till the gates go up.
Yeah.
This is my outro.
You know what? Yeah, just cue my outro now.
So, with that said, thanks for watching, and if y'all enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and this was video number 3 out of 6 of my 4th of July 2025 Chicagoland foaming vacation. So, stay tuned for the rest as always, folks. Over and out.